Because I know it's hard.
Well, you know, while we're waiting for them right there, let me ask some questions so that way then we can just get this out of the way so it won't take so long. But if we're not going to be using the parking lot for meeting rooms, is there any way of using having our meetings like downstairs when they're working upstairs, or vice versa?
That's going to be really tough to do, and we'll show you what we're going to do. But there's some extensive work that's going to be done in this building.
If we're displaced, will we be given some place to go?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about.
All right, cool.
And we're factoring that in. You know, we're going to accommodate you somewhere. Rhonda will help find a space.
All right.
But yeah, we were hoping when this project very first started after the earthquake, and we realized that we were going to be able to take advantage from the earthquake and stuff. We were hoping that we'd be able to, maybe just kind of shuffle you. But it's so extensive.
Sure.
It is so extensive. You wouldn't even want it.
Sure, and it's done in stages. You got to do the whole building.
We would like to have presence at the building the whole time. Sure.
Well, that's what we're going to try to figure out.
Okay, even if it's
today,
just
we might end up having 2 or 3 of these meetings to get it all lined up and stuff. But this will give us a good starting point.
Right.
And we're not too far down the road, we don't think, from being able to. But I think we've got enough time.
Yeah, we ordered some pods or an hollow office trailer and set it in the parking lot. That way we're maintaining.
That's what we talked about
Yeah,
before.
at
But
least
I
for,
need to go back through
small
all
meetings
that
and
and make
stuff.
sure that we've got you covered good, because I want you to be able to keep having your meetings.
Right.
And do what you need to do
Right.
to keep yourselves going.
Right.
Right.
I think the biggest question that all of us have, I'm hoping we all have, is that once this is all done, we still get to use the building.
Absolutely.
Oh, without a doubt.
I think-
It has happened in other counties where they went in and did a refit, total refit, took everybody out, and after they got done, they said, well, we're not gonna use the building for that, for you guys anymore. You guys have gotta stay where we put you.
Yeah.
And we're taking the building.
And by code and by law, we could relocate you, but we're not doing that.
Yeah.
There's no way. Oh, hi, you must be
Yeah,
Megan?
so this is Megan. Right.
I'd like to say or suggest that we let her say what she wants to say.
Hello?
Because she will probably answer a lot of the questions we have as she's talking. And just listen to what she has to say and have the questions afterwards.
That's fine. And if you guys you can scoot up to the table. I'd really like to have you actually see what we're.
I'd like to see everybody,
Okay, that's fine.
myself.
Yeah, we just might want to go a little bit closer, just to see some of the drawings. So
Oh, sure.
I'll show you what we're.
It might be better just to stand up and walk by and look at them anyway.
That's fine too. Yeah, however you guys want to do it. I just want to give you the opportunity.
All right.
So Rhonda's a really busy lady, but what I'll do first is just kind of give you an overview. As you guys know, 2010, there was an earthquake, damaged the building. Obviously, there's leaks, there's cracks everywhere. Upon further structural analysis, we realized that the building really does need to be reinforced on the interior of the building with some concrete shear walls, because the upper level where the mezzanine is, that's a big concrete box that's sitting on a bunch of spindly steel columns. There's no shear. So when the earthquake happens, that box wants to move like this, and that creates a bunch of cracks and stuff. So what we want to do is put some concrete shear walls down through the building, going all the way up. So 2 stories, we're going to have big footings down in the basement, and it's going to be...
This is the main floor?
This is the main floor, this is the basement, and this is the mezzanine.
You know, it looks pretty good. At least in regards to the bar, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Jake's talking about those new concrete walls going through, so there's actually quite a few that are going to be.
Yeah, so these are all
And the bar's on that
10-inch thick
one
shear
over there.
walls that need to go down, and we need to get into the basement, and we also need to reinforce the floor diaphragm. So this main level floor that we're standing on, this needs to be reinforced, but we don't want to touch the finishes on the top of the floor because, as you know,
They're nice finishes.
terrazzo floor, got great hardwood floor. There's actually, I think this is fur underneath here, but it's carpet now, We don't want to touch those, so we have to come in from the underside reinforce it with plywood.
A new
That's
stairwell
gonna be a bunch
at
of
the-
plywood that's
at
gonna
our
be nailed
entrance.
off, you know, like 3-inch nailing all the way around the entire tenant.
Bathrooms off the game room.
The engineers, when they first came through, they were talking about tearing out the terrazzo floor.
Yeah, that's.
And we told them we really had a problem with that.
Yeah, that's no good. So we're doing everything we can to keep all the really nice finishes, you know, in place. So the lobby, we want to keep
In
pretty much
addition,
intact, which we've worked with the engineers to push those shear walls to the outside side of the lobby. So we are going to have to get into the stairwell. We're going to have to get into the office here, but they're going to be on the outside of those walls. So all that nice plaster work and everything we want to be able to keep and clean up and make sure, you know, repaint, make sure it looks nice.
Who's losing area during this mod?
The bar is,
After the mod is-
the bar is losing area.
The bar is actually, here, let me start.
Break down like rooms.
Yeah, so the bar is not, there's goals that the goals we want to do. Structural reinforcement, talked about that. There's safety upgrades, which include exiting right now, like exiting from the main level here. You've only got one way out, and when you have a whole bunch of people in this room, they can only go through the lobby. That doesn't meet current code.
Not there.
So we're allowed to use this money to actually create, to bring the building up to current code. So part of that is we need to create new exits.
And everything will be ADA?
Yes. We're going to put an elevator in the building so that you have
Oh,
access to every
okay,
single level.
cool.
So future for you guys, the use of this building is gonna just be so
Well,
much
the
better.
drawings look good, you
Yeah.
know,
So the most impact that we're going to have on the building is going to be in the basement. And we know the bars in the basement, that's used quite a bit. We've also got the kitchen down there and the dining room.
Okay,
So
on
Vic
the,
did wanna talk
on the
with you more
kitchen,
about
we got
that.
a couple of questions. Can I ask them now, or do you guys want to wait?
Let's, let me kind of go through this
Okay.
first, and then maybe we'll talk about that. So let's start in the basement, all right? And then we'll talk about this floor by floor. How about that?
Yeah, that
Sure,
sounds good.
sure.
So I'm gonna, you may need to refer to those. So in the basement, around each one of these shear walls, we're gonna have to take the existing slab out and put some pretty big footings, which means we're actually gonna have to touch a lot of these spaces, including the bar. The bar's getting a lot because we've got a lot of shear walls in that area. In the dining hall, we've actually got some blank walls, so that's not gonna be too bad. It's just gonna end up being blank wall again, you know. At either end, we gotta have these shear walls. This is in the kitchen, so that's gonna affect that kitchen area.
the dark ones are all the shear walls?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
So, we know that you guys, the bar is great. I really love that bar is there, you know, it's like a secret bar, you know, and everything. And unfortunately, we gotta really do some work down there.
Yeah.
But we want to put back a bar for you, and, you know, one of our questions is, you know, we could build you a new bar, or we could reuse the bar that's down there. You know, reuse the furniture of the bar that's down there, you know, but we got to get into that space and do a bunch of work.
Right,
So,
right.
you know, in terms of how that happens, you know, we're happy to build you a new bar if you want.
These are pool tables
Yes.
and the foosball
Foosball.
and 2 poker tables
Yep.
and a U-shaped bar.
Yeah.
Right, so instead of kind of.
It'd be a lot more serviceable.
Yeah, so, and we're actually grabbing some of that area. This is the dining hall, this is that hallway.
see.
There's a big lobby area. We're grabbing a
Yeah.
little bit more of that, so there's more area in the main bar here, and then that way we can, you know, give you guys some more space here.
It's pretty nice.
We're putting new accessible bathrooms down on this end of the building. On this end of the building, we're actually doing quite a bit of work, and part of that is for accessibility. So right now, on the exterior of the building, you got a walkway that comes down below grade to get to that door that comes in. What we want to do is lift that door up so it's at about the sidewalk level, and change that grade on the interior of the building. And so there's a few sets of stairs here, but this will slowly ramp down through here so that somebody could, you know, if they're in a wheelchair, they can come in here and get down to this basement level really easily.
That's a
So
lot of space for,
it is,
Yeah,
but,
but
to take that up.
yeah, but right now it's being used, I mean, that's what the auditor's using for storage down there. We're
Right.
taking
Yeah,
space out of
so-
there. We're taking
so we're
those
just getting rid
bathrooms
of
that are
that.
down there
Oh,
that are
yeah,
nasty, we're getting rid of those, so.
Understand that, I was just wondering if that space by not taking the ramp out could be utilized a lot better for
Well-
interior space rather than 300 square feet for a ramp that goes back and forth.
Yeah, but that ramp down there doesn't comply.
It doesn't.
It's just-
Okay, all right, that was what I was at, that's
We
why
wouldn't-
I'm,
And what I want to do
We
is
wouldn't be touching
actually,
anything
Yeah.
I
that
don't
we
want that
don't
to
have
be,
to.
Oh, right.
and I don't want that space to be like, oh, this is a big space with just a ramp in
Right.
it. You guys have all kinds of cool stuff, stuff to display. I want
Yeah.
that to be more of a gallery space for you too.
Okay,
You know,
yeah.
you can use the upstairs for that too, but like I'm walking in the dining area, you got stuff hanging out everywhere,
Right.
and on movable things.
yeah.
I want that to be a great place for you to display that stuff, so it can be out and be seen. So,
Yeah, no,
so that's kind
that's-
of what we're shooting for here. So it becomes not just a ramp, it's also,
A display, yeah,
Yeah. and
Yeah,
then
you could
all the way down this
decorate it
hallway
yeah.
too, that's kind of what
It'd
we're.
be great
Well,
to
it's
have
kinda-
historical.
We could do, the ramp there from down at the VA hospital where you go from the travel office up to the canteen?
You know, I haven't spent enough time.
I know where you're talking about.
They have art of veterans all along that wall, and they
really
have
cool
art
to
that kids have
see,
made
too.
for veterans. Oh, yeah,
I
my
know
wife
what
and
you're
I
talking
stop
about.
and look at all the
I
pictures.
go slowly through there
Yeah.
looking at them.
They have one display of veterans with their pets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
just
really
it's
cool.
really cool.
So the other thing down there.
So it could be a gallery. We could even
We are
be, we could
putting
even be
stairway
part of
in
Arts
down there to
Alive.
hit that door from the upstairs too. So on this main level, you got another way out. So main level, you can go out the lobby, but you can also go this way for exiting. So you're gonna come down here, the women's bathroom's right here. Instead, we're gonna take that out and put a stairway in so we can get more people out that way. So they'll come down to that landing and leave. And then we're gonna replace the women's bathroom over here. We'll talk about this floor in a little bit. Let's finish talking about this.
So you will have a
Now,
more
people off
direct
the street
route.
are coming and using that bathroom.
Okay, yeah, I'm
Yeah, it's
just,
pretty nasty.
But-
Yeah.
you know, I'm,
Nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, so one of the other thing, okay, so we'll talk a little bit more about the bar. You guys can think about it, we're happy to build you a new bar here. And one thing that we're doing in this building is most of the plumbing, all the mechanical and all the electrical is gonna be replaced.
okay.
Everything.
So every 6 feet along the walls,
Yeah.
they'll be outlets.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so.
All grounded.
Yeah,
Are we still gonna be running three-phase on the 220? Are they gonna stick with that?
we're putting a new transformer in out here, so
Okay.
it's, I'm not sure what we ended up with yet.
Pretty sure it's 6 days.
Okay, yeah, because that's general for industrial. It just threw me that as old as this building is, I found out that it was three-phase on accident.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, no, it was a good thing in a way because I've got an industrial vacuum seal machine down there
Yeah.
that I didn't realize was three-phase. I picked it up at a yard sale.
Oh, really?
Okay, and I took it home to plug it in to get it out of here, and it wouldn't work, and I thought we broke it.
Yeah.
Until I took the motor out, took it in to have it checked or replaced.
And it was a three-phase.
It turned out it was three-phase, and I'm like, I didn't really think that the building, because it's so old,
No.
was
okay.
wired for three-phase, but it
I
is.
just don't
Well,
need to lean
So that's
forward.
generally why I'm asking the question, yeah.
So let's talk about that kitchen now, is that, you've got an old dishwasher in there, you've got it basically doesn't comply with current neighborhood standards.
Yeah, that's a problem.
There's no
That was
grease-
one of the
there's no
things.
grease intercept.
Yeah, there is. There's a grease trap.
It's a trap, but
Yeah.
that's not legal now. Like,
Oh,
it's-
okay.
If it's grandfathered, it's okay. We want
Yeah.
to put in a real grease
Good.
interceptor outside.
Not one to argue with that.
So, and you guys have a hood in there that you want to use
You
in
have
there.
that
We
hood.
might actually buy you a new one instead of
Well,
using that one.
either way, but we
Yeah.
spent $3,000 on that
That's
hood.
okay.
But we can resell it too.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, and
yeah.
I happen to know that the Ferndale vets need a
Yeah.
hood.
Okay, well,
So,
Yes, they do.
There you
Yeah.
go.
yeah, I mean, we'll be more than happy if you guys, that was one of the questions that I was gonna have about the kitchen. If the kitchen gets redone, that's a good source of income for us. Right now, we
Exactly.
can't rent it out. I mean, we can
Yeah.
barely rent it out because it's licensed as a cold kitchen because of the hood.
Right.
I mean, I've been working with Ray Smith down there, trying to figure out a way to do this.
Yeah.
And we've gone back and forth trying, looking at
So
every
they are
side.
inspecting it though, right? Or-
Ray comes
come
and
in
inspects it.
regularly.
Yeah, because I've got my own business,
Yeah.
this is my commissary.
Yeah.
So, You know, we're
Well-
trying to figure
Well,
out any
that's, you
way.
know, that's one thing I know that's going on right now, is a lot of, commercial kitchens in Humboldt County are being, they're
The
being
mobile-
rented for like, 15 or 30 bucks an hour. Somebody comes in, I want to rent it for 10 hours a week,
Exactly, and that would
That's
help out our
yes.
bills by a lot
Exactly.
with so many people wanting to do it these
Right.
days. And I thought about that years ago when I first started down here. I
Yeah.
thought, we can really make some, but,
Well, that's one of my
Well,
goals, to
it'll-
get this
Right.
set up.
It'll
for
be
me,
prepped
so.
for that at that time.
Okay,
and
yeah,
it'll all be
that's-
legal and
that's
stuff.
great,
And
yeah.
Yeah, it
So
is.
for commercial usage, for people that want a can.
Right.
All those local.
all the
things
small
you see
food
on
stuff,
YouTube.
yeah, beyond what they
You'd
call
have that
cottage kitchen.
opportunity.
Yeah, we need to be, class,
So this,
I think it's a class 3, but I'm not positive.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Basically all
would
the
it
services.
include, like in the bar area, would it include like refrigeration units or whatever?
Yeah, that's one, equipment wise, I'm not sure how much equipment we can just buy for you. If it's something that's attached, like a hood or like a vapor
Yeah.
hood or something like that, or even like a commercial dishwasher, I think we can make that argument. If it's just like a little under counter refrigerator, I don't know. We'll think about that and see what we can do
Because
for
there's
you.
some built-in refrigeration in the bar itself right now.
Right,
So
yeah.
I'm wondering if that built-in
With what's built in.
refrigeration would be included in your mod.
In the bar?
We might
You
be able
mean
to
where
do
the
that.
ice goes and all that?
Underneath the cash
Wet
register.
sinks, we'll have wet sinks at the bar.
Yeah.
Underneath the cash register,
Yeah.
we have refrigeration
Right,
units.
yeah, I've seen that down there. So we,
Well, is there a requirement on the refrigeration unit, like size per bar or anything like that?
Well, there has to be a station where you can put your ice and where you can wash your glasses and,
There's plumbing requirements, but for equipment, I don't know. I'm gonna look into it and see what I can do for you.
Like what would happen, the way it sounds is like you're gonna be modifying the bar, taking out our refrigeration units, possibly rebuilding the bar, but without that refrigeration, that capability we have now.
That refri- that
will
we-
be with less capabilities after you're done.
that refrigeration in
Not
there,
necessarily.
Gary's part of the restaurant code.
I'm telling you, no, I know, but I'm not gonna tell you that because I don't know for sure that I
So
can
that's
do
what I
it.
was just wondering,
Right.
are we losing capability down there? It
We
looks
haven't
like
gotten
might.
that far yet.
Yeah.
So.
We gotta work
I
out
understand the
details still.
issue and I agree with you. Okay, whether I can pay for it with money from the seismic stuff, I'm not sure yet. So that's what I need to check on. That's what I'm saying. is
So
I'm
right now, it
spending-
looks like you're gonna revise it, we're gonna lose square footage and capability.
You're not losing square footage.
You're not losing square
It's actually
footage.
getting bigger.
I heard we're gonna lose 10 foot of that bar.
They're wrong.
Well, if you look at it, it's not like, you know what I'm saying? there's-
You're losing it in length, but it's
Well, we have a
widening.
whole new redesign, so I wouldn't even.
So it's not really like,
And the refrigeration is part of the restaurant code. It would have to be there if they're building a bar.
Yeah, we'll
Well,
check it out and
we-
get back to you.
As far as I know.
All right, so I'll try and get some answers for you on that.
That's what we're here for, is to
Yeah.
ask the
Yeah.
questions so that they can come
So
back
that's
with
an
answers.
issue that we need to look into for you, refrigeration for the bar. Anything else off the top of your head that you can think of?
what's the
that-
Yes.
timeline of this starting?
All right, so we hope to be bidding into this year or beginning of next year. Construction will probably start around the first quarter, so maybe 3 or 4 months into the next year.
So maybe March.
The construction period, we're looking at 16 to 18 months.
What preparation do we need to do before all this starts? Like, where, can we store our gear in this building?
No.
Well, the work. So everything needs
You're
to
gonna
be.
want to get everything out, because what's gonna happen is we're gonna turn it over to the contractor, it's gonna be his job site, and, he's not gonna want to take responsibility for your stuff. Does that make sense? And you don't want him to. 'Cause
Can we get help in moving? I mean, we're all old and disabled.
Well, it depends on what we're talking about. So that's the stuff that you and I are gonna
My
have to work
thinking
out.
is that we have Boy Scouts, we have the.
Well, yeah.
we have
We
so
can
many
get some
people that
volunteers from the
volunteer.
Veterans Resource Center,
But-
where they're living.
To be
Now, that's
safe,
like pulling teeth.
I would give you a clear out date by, say, February 1.
Okay.
We've had quite a few members request a smoking area down in the bar, a smoking room that's
No.
ventilated out of the,
Not gonna happen.
not gonna happen.
That's
That's
code wise, that's no good.
Sure,
I can
sure.
tell you that we're setting up the bar for an entirely separate mechanical ventilation system.
Good, good.
That we can't. designated.
Yeah, and we have no heat down there right now for some reason.
Yeah.
So that'll be good.
I think it's been warm.
Come January, it'll be real good.
Yeah, so we're gonna be replacing, all, the boiler and the radiators. We're putting in forced air units, and we're using, some of this space over here in that auditor's storage area, some of this space here, and I think we've also got some in here, right, Megan?
It's kind of broken up around the building, so they're more efficient.
Okay, so I've got a question on that. Is that gonna be able to be centrally directed? Say we got a meeting during the middle of winter, right on that end room, are we gonna need to run down to the boiler, turn it on, turn on the,
She just said it's going to be in zones.
okay,
This
but,
is all gonna be modernized, so.
Yeah.
okay, that's what I was,
It's gonna be updated and all of
Right.
that, so you won't have to be going down and probably manually hitting it with it as much.
Probably within the rooms.
That's funny, because we have somebody that actually stands down there when we have events downstairs, because the circuit breaker breaks and they have to turn it on real fast so our food don't get cold when trying to serve it.
yeah, well, they're gonna be updating that.
They're gonna be bored
right.
out of their minds then, once we get
The
this
electrical in the
fixed.
kitchen, when you guys are ready to discuss it, let me discuss it with you, because I've done the most stuff down there.
Yeah.
And there's like, right now, the individual food warmers, the hot
Yeah.
food warmers, we can plug in one in that kitchen, the other ones have to be plugged in around the room, because
you need
anything more than
multiple
one pops the
circuits.
breaker.
Yeah.
We really need more and bigger service down there.
Well, that's good to know, because
Yeah.
we need to know. what
Right,
kind of
yeah,
animal
and that's why I
you
said,
are
if you,
doing
that
down
when you discuss, because I've got the most use of that kitchen.
Yeah.
As far as when we've done events, a lot of the stuff I brought in my own equipment so that we could, all the food warmers like that are mine. We don't
Yeah.
have those for here. So I bring them in and we,
My thing is, though, if they're modernizing everything, that's probably obsolete.
well, we still need to let them know
Well,
that
yeah.
we need more big or heavier
Yeah,
service
he's
rather
right, Bill.
than
We need
light.
to know, if you're doing a lot of stuff, we need to
Right.
know how much.
Yeah, maybe a couple of circuits
We
right down the middle.
we
of the
want to
room.
build for our potential, not
Right.
necessarily for what we're doing, but for the potential of what we can
Right,
do.
right,
Well,
'cause
that's
once
the-
we bring this in.
Yeah.
this-
Yeah, and that's the way we're looking at it too, because, the building is, it's a community asset. We want you guys to be able to use it and, actually profit from it, or,
Right.
be able to generate revenues.
Well, we get to a certain
And we
point,
don't,
we're
we
not
don't wanna
gonna
have to
need
come
the
in and
county
fix it all.
money.
We don't want to
No,
be
so we
done
wanna
with
do a
that
good
either.
job.
So-
Right.
I've been fixing it for years.
Now, I'm just curious myself a little bit, how many HVAC units are we gonna have here? Do we know yet?
I think there's 7
Yeah.
total throughout the building.
Oh,
1, 2, 3.
okay, that's,
Wow.
that's a lot, because we got one right
Yeah, I
now.
thought you guys might want to know that. And are we having AC in any of them? All of them? Okay, so we don't have the mechanical.
Are we really putting AC in Humboldt County?
Global warming.
It's heating up.
So we don't know
In
yet.
some areas,
Yeah.
just outside air is gonna make sense.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if we had a way to pump the outside area in, right there would take care of
Right.
90% of it.
But a lot
Yeah.
of times, in working on a lot of different buildings like this where you get a whole bunch of people in a room.
Oh, sure.
Each one
They
of
heat
those persons, each person's a 200 BTU heater, and so,
Right.
you get 300 people in a room. That's-
And it'll filter the air too.
Oh, yeah, no, I was just really surprised.
And then we're also adding extra ventilation up in the mezzanine where all that hot air is going.
Exactly.
Try to get some
Just-
Get
circulation.
it circulate.
Cool.
more, So,
Try and regulate it a little bit.
okay, so we're gonna put the elevator here next to the stairs.
Oh, wow.
There's a bunch of, you have a number of closets right next to the stairs. It worked out perfect.
Now Billy's getting
An elevator
excited.
shaft in there, so.
Closet.
Well, that's code.
We're getting an
Chairs I've
elevator.
been carrying up and down for all them years.
I know.
Yeah.
I cook them, you carry them.
It's not for help.
So that, that
well-
brings up another question that I had about storage of tables and chairs for the dining hall and just what you need to run the building, and how much space do you think you need, should we have a specific spot for those in this dining hall? or, you know, because we are shifting and adjusting this, so your storage spaces are going to be in different spots. So
You
I
know,
don't
that's
what
a
you got.
really good question, and we need to figure out what the legal seating allowance is and have tables and chairs for that many people. And if, you know, if we did, say, a 4-foot enclosure at the end of the room with a sliding door of some kind, all that stuff could be stacked right in there if we did it right. Where we could pull out what we need, and it's really easy access to put it back.
But we also need it to be upstairs and downstairs.
Well, yeah, we need one for upstairs too, where we're not trying to move the stuff, but with the elevator, bringing it up and down.
But we,
Not here, but in there.
but if the elevator they have, if it's a nice one for the elderly and for the veterans that can't, you know, and stuff, we don't want to run it. like put
And
it-
it's not going to be a large elevator either,
No, it'll be kind of your standard size elevator.
What, like about 4 or 6
like
by
down
8
at the
foot?
courthouse.
Yeah, like.
Oh, okay. That was a good sized
That's
elevator.
big enough to move
Yeah,
the
that's,
tables up and down and the chairs.
that's ADA
Yeah.
approved, so.
But if, what I'm telling him is that if we have storage upstairs and storage downstairs, we store them, and then we don't
Right.
need to use the elevator for
Right.
the tables and the chairs.
Yeah.
We can get the chairs and the tables, they don't need, that has nothing
Now,
to do with it.
one other little question having to do with the food end of it and the up and down. Is there any chance of a dumbwaiter from the kitchen up to right here? Because when we do nice dinners,
Well, I gotta tell you,
okay,
in the original drawings for the building, there was a dumbwaiter, and it was in one of these.
right, yeah, I figured that when I saw those.
Those are now used for chases. We actually gotta take these out, because we're putting a shear wall in there.
Right.
Okay.
But we also need the space to run that hood exhaust and the vapor exhaust up.
Oh, you're gonna run it inside the building, because it's outside the building now?
Yeah, we'd rather keep it away from the face of the
Okay.
building, put it in a fire chase.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So, yeah. I'm not sure about a dumbwaiter, but that's something that maybe we'll look into and see if we can find the space.
And granted, it's not a necessary thing, but it really would make it handy when we're doing a nice dinner in there.
Yeah.
Rather than bringing the stuff up the stairs, because our kitchen is downstairs.
There's still going to be an elevator.
You got that, I agree. You're still running back and forth.
I'm still smiling about the elevator.
Yeah, I know you are, Billy. Anyway, it's a question that, you know, is it
We'll
a
look into
possibility, maybe an option? that
Right. Yeah.
If we've got the extra, enough money left to do something
Yeah.
like that, could we?
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
definitely look into it, see what we can do, you know, because this is gonna be, you know, this room, I don't wanna do much to this room.
Oh, no, this is-
an awesome room.
it's a
Unfortunately,
beautiful
we gotta
room.
get we gotta get into that wall there, and we do have to do some work there, so if we do anything, it would probably be there, but we'll take a look at what space we have.
Yeah, no, that
Give
would
it a shear
actually
wall
be
there.
a really good place, and I think right downstairs from, that's about where the water heater is right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you're closing there, you're putting a shear wall in right there, right?
Yeah,
All the way down.
all the way down.
So that's gonna close off.
A lot of it, but we could potentially serve into this space. This is, if we did
Right.
serve into this space, you could just take it out.
Oh, sure, that's what this is a good staging area when you're doing stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So we'll take a look at that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so the main level,
Is there, excuse me, is there a service entrance besides just these public access entrances?
well, you've got an existing door down here, you know, this is kind of a scary little stairwell down here, and we're gonna keep that. I think we're gonna rebuild these steps because they're no good. We're gonna see what we can do about fencing or something there so that we don't have campers.
Okay.
So that's service.
Talking about like, you know, if we're doing push carts with a load going in and out.
You can come in here, and that's another reason why we've got this. So if you are pushing stuff in, you know, you can get down to the basement level here now.
Kind of traverse those 90s.
This is about 5 feet wide.
It's wide.
So these are pretty wide.
And there's still an elevator, Gary.
Yeah, we've got an elevator.
You come in the front, go down the elevator.
You're talking about cases of liquor and stuff?
Material
Yeah.
in and taking material out, you know, like chairs, tables.
Yeah. This is gonna be a wide corridor. We can get through here. You can come down the stairs. We could, you know, you could figure out a way to, you know,
Well,
put some
that's
plywood
certainly
down
a
on the stairs.
consideration, you know, like if you're in a push cart.
Right.
And here to the wall, pushing the table.
Yeah.
You know, like to make those 90-degree jogs in here,
Mhm.
would be like interesting.
Yeah.
Like I would modify their corners, make them nice and round. You know?
Yeah.
Unless there's some kind of thought given to that.
They have to be big enough for the largest wheelchairs.
Oh, there are.
Well, yeah.
Well, at 5 feet, they're big enough for the largest wheelchair.
Yeah.
They're about a foot over.
Yeah, because you guys are required for 40 inches, right?
48.
48.
Is it 48 now?
Yeah, it's 48 now.
Okay, because I know it used to be 40 because I had to do
Yeah.
some stuff with the Forest Service, and then it was 40.
Yeah,
But now it's up to 48, and 5 feet is 60 inches.
yeah.
So that's, even with our 6-foot tables and 8-foot tables, if we don't overload the cart, they'll make those.
Yeah, that's a radius. That's a
Yeah.
radius, not a diameter, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, if you're pushing a big, long thing in here, you might have some issues getting through here. If it was me and I was bringing long tables in, I would probably carry them down the stairs and put them on the rack.
We might have to modify our carts.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, we're gonna have to make adjustments ourselves.
Yes, definitely.
Well, just now would be a time to be mentioning it.
yeah. Well, how big a thing are you talking about? You gonna get in there?
Well, the tables are 8 feet.
8 feet?
So, and you figure the cart is 8 feet, so all the table's gonna go on it, and once you come in here, like this right here, yeah, see, but she said 5 feet.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make that swing. If there's stairs in here, well, it depends on how wide your stairs are.
And you're bringing
They're not
these from the
able to-
outside?
Yeah, because a lot of people come in and they borrow them from us. Like,
We have people put on, we have people put on music shows down here.
Uh-huh.
So they bring all their equipment in that way, too. But
I'm not worried about it, you know.
No, I think it's enough room for anything that we will do, myself.
In the events that you have something really big, you can also temporarily lay something down over those stairs to get just a straight shot. It would be steeper, you'd have to control them.
Yeah.
But you'd have a straight.
We could actually design something that'll set right in there and store it.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
yeah.
Now, for the-
We're in the design feature of it, you know, now.
Yeah. So the upper level, we don't want to do a whole lot in the Memorial Hall. We do need to get some additional exit doors out in the corners because those exits need to be, you know, a certain distance away from each other. Like we said here, we're providing an exit out this end by taking out the women's bathroom, putting a stair in down to that lower level to go out. We're putting a new, over here we've got some shear walls going in here, and I know you've got offices. This is the mechanical space right now. You've got 2 offices here. We're putting a new women's bathroom here kind of across from where the men's is off the lobby. Putting a new accessible bathroom here because we want to keep the men's toilet, but we can't make it accessible. There's just
No,
too
there
much
is,
work.
yeah.
Are you gonna keep the fixtures?
Yes.
I know they don't comply.
No, well, they don't, but that's why we're putting this here, so we can keep those. I think
Okay.
those are.
They're great, they're part of the history.
Yeah.
They're part of the
That
history.
whole bathroom it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that, you know, it's part, I've seen people, when I get events in here, take their wives in there and show them the
Just to
bathroom.
show them, yeah.
And over here, we have that door for the Spanish-American veterans.
Right.
I would love to see that maintained somewhere.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. We will, there's a lot of cool stuff. in this
Right,
building,
right.
And I'm hoping to be able to, you know, at least protect and preserve some of it, reuse it where we can.
The front door.
Well, that door is, you know, that group's no longer in existence, hasn't been for almost a century.
Right.
On the front doors, now they are plexiglass right now. Is there a chance that we could get the safety glass put into it with the wires so that it can't be busted out? And those are brass and copper doors.
Yeah, no,
Are we
we're keeping
gonna
those
strip
doors.
them
Yes,
and
we're gonna make them
finish them?
nice.
Okay, yeah, because those doors would be so beautiful
Yeah.
for this building if they were cleaned up, and we thought about. But there's just a couple of us that actually do stuff, and we just
Well,
can't.
we're gonna keep those doors, and we're gonna keep them nice. One
Okay.
thing about those doors is that they're not accessible, but that's okay because
Well, singly they're not, but doubly, if you open both sides of it is.
but that doesn't comply.
Oh, really?
Yeah, unfortunately. But what we want to do is, we don't like that ramp that's in the front anyways. The ramp
Cool.
doesn't
Yeah.
comply with the
It's an
ramp.
ugly scab
Kind of
on.
nice,
Yeah.
you know?
Yes.
so-
Can't get up there with the wheelchair.
Right.
So what are we using?
So,
Okay.
we're getting rid of the ramp. We're gonna when we do the work out in the parking lot, we're gonna raise the parking lot about a foot, and then we're gonna create an accessible pathway and create a new entry on this side as well.
Oh, there you go.
So these offices over here are unfortunately gonna have to come out, that's gonna be a new entry. So that's the one thing is that we're gonna have to figure out in terms of all your offices, how to work that out. But that's going to be an accessible entry, kind of a secondary main entry.
Here's how you bring your stuff in, Gary.
So, and what we want to do over here is instead of putting a ramp with a bunch of rails and handrails, we want it to just be a walk. As long as, if it's less than 1 to 20 slope, we can do it without rails. So we want to raise this area up and have it slowly come up.
Are you gonna have it landscaped right up to the edge of the ramp?
Well,
Or is that ramp gonna come up over the grade?
It's going to be concrete. There'll be some steps, some ramping. Landscaping is something I want to talk to you guys about because I know maintenance of landscaping is a big issue.
Right. No, the reason I was asking is you said you want to do away with the handrails, but if it doesn't come up to grade there.
It's all going to be graded, so
Okay,
it's not going to be able to just fall off.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this will be a new entry here. We'll come through here. This is your elevator on this level. Lobby stays pretty much the same here. We might add some lighting in here just to light it up a little bit more. This office stays, but we do have a shear wall here so that's going to get a little bit smaller.
Wow.
Yeah. This mechanical room, we're taking all that stuff out of there, putting in a new water closet here, new women's toilet here. This office, we're going to take the wall out between these two offices and create a bigger office here. What we're calling the ladies' lounge, which is what it was called in the original drawings. I don't know what you guys call it now.
It's actually, I think the police or the sheriff's department uses it, yeah.
That's gonna stay here. That's a pretty nice room.
Yeah.
We do have a sheer wall there, so we are gonna have to refinish, that wall. They've got that little break room type kitchen on there. We're also taking that out so the stair can go in. We're gonna try and reuse some of the cabinets and put that in a recess in the wall here so that they still make coffee, do that sort of stuff.
Okay, that's, what, the stair is for what?
This is for exiting from this level, so you can come out and go this way.
Yeah, okay, to go down and out?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, that's what I was wondering, because you're right below that is where the ramp comes in.
Right. Well,
Okay, go pretty close to it. You got, I see it, okay, yeah, okay.
So this meeting room stays pretty much the same as well. We're gonna try and take out some of the finishes in there and just refinish it so it's a little bit nicer. We've got to get
it's a little dingy.
in here. I don't know, you guys have probably seen the holes that we've been poking in the
Oh, yeah.
just to see what's going on.
Cleaning up the dust.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem.
But we got to get a shear wall in there as well. So we're probably going to try and come in from this side instead of from the Memorial Hall side, just to try and preserve the walls there, because I know there is some plaster work on this side of the wall, that we don't want to touch too much. So, so the stairs over here are going to get a little bit narrower. We're going to try and keep the stairs. We're going to refinish the inside, put a new, accessible handrail on the outside. The inner wood rail that's there, we want to keep because it's, it's kind of historic.
Cool.
Yeah. Going up here, you've got these weird interstitial attic spaces, and we're going to be using those for, and I don't know if you've peeked in that door inside the stairwell there. You probably know, but they're huge. And we're using them that's where we're going to put a lot of our mechanical units and run our duct work, so we don't have to have duct work, out in the space.
Right.
So it actually worked out really well, I think. So, so that we don't have to, do a lot of other work just to make the duct work go away.
Right.
This bar in here, now, just so I understand this correctly, you guys use this bar kind of as a bar for when there's events here, is that right? Yes. So it's just kind of associated with this bar. It's not like you have two separate bars.
We have two separate bars.
It is separate, yeah.
They're
Okay.
totally
It is separate.
There's one liquor license in this building.
And
Right.
you can only use it.
When we
Okay.
use this bar, we have to go down and get licensed to use it for that day. And it's and there's a lot of people that do use it because we have like quarter craze or we have the Blue Owls or whatever to raise money that bar is used.
Yeah, they can use that for their event by pulling a liquor license, an overnight or a daily liquor license, and that way they've got an actual bar here instead of having the liquor and stuff, which they can do. They can set up a portable bar in there. This keeps our, you know, I mean, if nothing else, it keeps our floors in good shape because the drinks aren't getting spilled on the floor because they're in the bar with it.
Yeah, well, and I think it's a huge asset too, just to have it there so that if you do have events, I mean, that's.
And that bar, I mean, are you planning on doing anything to that bar?
We do need to get into this wall where the back bar is, to
Okay.
put a new sheer wall there. And that's gonna create some disruption. We wanna keep most of the finishes the same. It's kinda got this cool 1950s.
Exactly. In fact, I've actually done photographs in there because of that.
Yeah. So, you know, the flooring, we may need to replace, but we'll try and keep the same
The checkerboard,
and everything.
yeah, that would be
I
great.
love those light pictures. We're gonna try and save those. The bar itself, that's, you know, it looks like, it may need to get adjusted, and we may need to move it a little bit just to make sure that we have enough space when we put this new shear wall in. So we'll be taking a look at that, but, and you guys have there's like a big ice tub or something in the back there. It looks homemade, and I don't know if you...
Well, there's no freezer up there, it's not fully plumbed, it's not fully equipped as a bar, unfortunately.
What I'd like to do is actually set it up so that it's...
So they have like a mini fridge and all the right plumbing?
Yeah.
That would be great.
And we really do try, I mean, at least I do, is when we do stuff like so here, we don't mess with the guys downstairs because, I mean, they do a good job down there. We only use it when we need to.
Okay.
So, and we put a thing outside our office, and I try to write down things that are events that's going on, or I try to give them notice. If I get soon enough notice that, hey, this is going on, you guys want to open your bar up that day, go for it. But it's kind of hard to do that sometimes because some people just call me the day before and go, oh yeah, by the way, we need the bar downstairs. It's hard to, I'd rather them use the bar downstairs than the upstairs unless we're doing it for any events.
Yeah.
We haven't really been using the building hardly any for the last 3 months because people are afraid things are falling on them. So they don't want to rent it.
That elevator will be going up all the way 3 floors.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, with it refurbished, it'll be a whole lot easier to rent too, Bill.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, with the holes in the walls and stuff like that, we can't...
You can promote it,
You know, I mean, not for anything but meetings and real small stuff.
Yeah.
So nobody's only gonna want to get married in there right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I got remarried after 25 years.
Yeah, well, that was redneck wedding.
All right, so you guys have any more questions on this level right now?
We get to keep the doors,
Which doors?
We get to keep the front doors, so there's no more questions from me.
Yeah, okay.
There used to be fireplaces there in the main lobby, and I guess they blocked them out. Were you going to do anything with that?
I was wondering about that because to me it looked like there were fireplaces there too, and I think they had radiators in there, and they might have had a.
I think you're right.
There's no flue going in, So at first I was thinking maybe there was a gas fireplace in here, but I think it was radiators, and so.
You're gonna
should be a lot better conditioned now with all the stuff.
You're gonna put heat in that room anyway, right?
Yeah, I think we are supplying heat there.
Yeah, because that is a really cold room during the winter time. That lobby especially is freezing.
Yeah. So was your question about the heat of the space, or was it about how it looked?
Aesthetically speaking, fireplaces in there.
Yeah. Well, I'm not opposed to trying to figure something out for those spots. So maybe what we'll do is we'll see if we can come up with something that looks nice, even if it's just a hearth.
Well, I don't think they'd be able to be a working fireplace, but as far as ambiance, if they're still have their structure.
We'll see what we can do there.
Yeah, because right now we just have them two.
Well, and there's a lot of new stuff out that's just awesome looking, and it's electric, or or 100% efficient gas burning, where you've got almost no exhaust coming off at all.
Yeah. All right, so up here on the mezzanine level, we want to we've got these 2 shear walls that are continuing up. They're going to pick up that kind of octagonal concrete that surrounds the dome area up here. We want to refinish all of this, get it cleaned up, make sure that it's nice, relit, so that dome area and
Lights
that
up,
atrium
yeah.
lights up like it's supposed to. Replaster,
What are, there's murals up there.
Yeah,
So
so
what's the word, what are we, that's kind of,
I'm going to try and restore those.
really?
Yeah.
That would be
To
awesome.
the best of our ability.
Yeah.
So, we just did the courthouse, they had those big tile murals, and that was actually a third of the cost of doing the seismic
Oh, I'm sure.
repairs on that
Jeez.
building, because those are like 20 feet by whatever tall, and, that costs a lot of money. But here, we're gonna try and get somebody that knows what they're doing to go up there and, clean and restore those.
Might want to talk to HSU, their art department, and see, it could be a student project, and see if you guys, it could be.
Yeah.
Like I said,
I don't like student work that much myself.
Well,
If they do something wrong, I want to make them fix it.
Right, okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
liability
Yeah.
issues.
Oh, yeah, well, it was just a thought.
Yeah,
you
no,
know?
I like it.
Yeah.
But I gotta protect the building.
Well, maybe you could talk to Ben over at the museum and see if he can recommend somebody in the
Yeah.
area to do that.
Yeah.
What kind of access to the roof?
Yeah, I was wondering if there
Well-
was interior access to the roof, that would be.
Right now they've got, I don't know if you guys have seen that hatchway there. I've only been up there once.
You mean the
That's
one
not
that I
fun.
can't fit
So,
through?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try and figure out a better way to do that. It probably will still be a ladder, but hopefully it'll be better than what's there, and a little bit, a lot safer.
Push that door
Well,
off.
even if we did it somewhere that had the access coming outside and put ladders on the outside, because there's access all the way around if you were to put ladders on the outside.
Well, once you get up there are ladders to get down to the different levels of roof.
Okay.
I'd rather not have a ladder on the outside of the building, because then you get.
Up on, no, I mean up on top there, say we come out, there's a flat spot here and it comes out right there.
Yeah, there's a ladder
There's a
up
ladder
there.
up
Yeah, but there's not a doorway to get out to it.
In the old days, that's where the flagpole was,
Right.
not out front, and it looked really cool being on top of the building. Is there any way of getting a flagpole up there that's up to code with the lights on it and all weather and all that good stuff?
I think, what we were thinking about, is I think the original flagpole for the building is the one that's on the ground out there.
Right.
And
That wouldn't
historically,
surprise me.
that was it. And so
Oh.
we were gonna try and light that one
Okay.
from the building.
Well, it's lit from the building when the bulbs work.
Right.
had
So it works.
I had the county actually take the one from top off, because every time we put a flag on it, it would get hung up on something and just rip it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Replacing them every week, and I get phone calls from people going, hey, your flag's tore up, change it. So,
Yeah.
every week, I got tired of it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's when they
Kids
did
coming
that.
by and stealing the ropes off the
Yeah.
flagpoles.
Oh, yeah. Well, they make those lockable boxes.
We've got a pretty good lockbox on there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get into it.
Like the one down at Pearson's, all the ropes are inside the post, inside the pole.
Yeah.
So we can, we're hoping to reuse that one that's out
Yeah.
in front and just, get it lit and get it,
Okay.
fixed up. So, because that one that's up there it's kind of bolted on and rusty.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking that was the original,
Yeah,
so.
no. So the other thing we're doing is taking out this separating wall, this half wall that's in this meeting room. And we want to clean this meeting room up and refinish it so that it's usable as a
You know what?
nice meeting room instead of
That might
storage.
be a good place for our offices.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I realize it's going upstairs one more level, but we don't use our offices that much, maybe once a week or twice a week.
Yeah.
And there's an elevator.
We don't need no,
Another thing too, is like, if we don't use it that much, isn't that just storage right now?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd prefer to have it be a space that you can use either as an office or rent out to people for meetings or something, 'cause now it's gonna be
Right.
accessible and everything.
Maybe move the post office up there so we can have our meeting room back.
Fair enough.
okay. So the two rooms that are up there now that are storage, actually there's three rooms up there that are storage. You got the football for the HSU, and you have the Boy Scouts, and then you have the Cub Scouts.
Right.
So they gonna be able to put their stuff back in there, or?
I
That was
prefer
one
it
question
wasn't.
they asked.
Yeah, I would prefer that it wasn't used for storage, you know, and I'm not, but
We can't.
It's not a big deal.
yeah,
to
it's,
me.
we can't tell you what to do with it.
No.
You know, I'm saying, I think that room is better used for.
I'm just gonna say no.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they pay rent for storage?
Windows are pretty high.
Well, I wouldn't think so, but we can make money off of that
I'd love
room.
to be able to get out there, 'cause you get on the roof, it's pretty cool.
Unfortunately, we can come up with other places for them to store stuff.
You know and I know that if it came down to it, when I told them that they were gonna have to move all their stuff out, that's one question they asked me. And I told them, I said, well, do you guys have any other place to store your stuff? Yes, was the question, was the answer.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
there you go.
So why are we doing that?
Yeah.
Because they asked me to ask, and I
Yeah.
asked them, that it was no, so I'm saying no.
Okay.
So what about the handball court?
Oh, yeah.
Did you forget to put that in there?
No, no, it's.
No,
we're not.
the handball court was on the original plans. I saw this the
Yeah.
first tour through here.
Yeah.
What did we
No
decide? Oh,
kidding.
that's part of the rampway
part of the
now.
ramp.
Yeah.
Part of it, you know, we're calling it storage, but there's also some mechanical units in there.
Right.
We've got our fire sprinkler is coming in there, so our riser's in there. We're actually, that's the other thing we're doing is we're gonna sprinkle the entire building.
Yeah.
So it's all gonna be, you know, sprinkled. It's gonna be a requirement. So that riser may change in size. It looks like we have a 6 or 8 inch line coming in that gets necked down to 4, so I think we've got the volume to sprinkle the whole building.
Most likely, yeah.
That's gonna be distributed out of there. We're doing our best to make sure that those sprinkler heads are not obtrusive, you know, so the ones that are down there in the basement just running down the hallway and running up the stairs, we wanna put them in the walls so that it's not.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I did ask. That bathroom downstairs where the ramp is, okay? And then you have the little storage room for the VFW so they can store their fireworks and stuff like that right there.
I prefer
wasn't even
no
thinking
fireworks in the
about-
building.
Okay, so is there gonna be an exterior storage place? Like right now, you're talking about elevating the parking lot.
Yeah.
Would that take out our barbecue spot, or take the barbecue spot out and just put a utility building up there?
What about our hospital room?
That's the.
Yeah, well, let's talk about those spaces. I mean, what are you using them for now? You're using them for
Medical
fireworks?
room.
Medical?
Well, they only use them for fireworks during.
Okay.
2 weeks a year.
So they only using it for 8 days, and then
Okay.
they're taking all the fireworks out.
Okay.
You know, unless they have extra left over, and then it's just a few boxes.
Yeah.
So,
As far as that goes, a lot of people generally, all the other places bring in containers. I mean, if we had to,
If we
What-
had to.
we're just talking about 8 days. that
right,
They're using it.
but if we can use the inside of the building, you know, that make,
Yeah.
for that 8 days, you know, that's the easiest best for us.
I'm not gonna say yes or no.
Yeah, okay.
We won't ask him. That's all we need to
Oh, there
do
we go.
is not
Okay.
ask. You don't ask, you don't get an answer.
The other room is a medical room. And that right there, we have a lot of veterans.
Yeah,
That's very important.
Yeah,
It's
that's
very
Okay.
important.
in that room right now is too
It
small.
takes anywhere from 3 to 6 months for them to get anything from the VA, so they call us and then we give them, they sign out for it, and then whenever they're done with it, they bring it back, or if they get their stuff from the VA, then they bring it back.
Okay, so
That-
you're
that
using that room
room-
for storage of like.
That room is
wheelchairs,
hardly accessible.
Wheelchairs, even hospital beds.
Hospital beds? Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you know,
Walkers,
because,
toilets.
again, the VA,
Yeah.
you've heard all the rumors, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Backlog room.
yeah, we see it firsthand, and
And that's that room that's down here. I know you've got 2 rooms down here, is that right? Okay.
Downstairs, yeah.
Yeah, you have the lady, or the men's room, then you have that little bitty storage room, and then you have the medical room.
Okay.
If we can just get storage for that medical room, it doesn't have to be right there, you know, it could be anywhere.
Yeah.
As long as we have a place for that medical stuff, because a lot of people volunteer.
well, what about that storeroom with the mechanical?
Yeah,
Right
this
there.
can easily, I think
That's a
we've got
big
more
room.
We will have floor space in here to easily match at least what you've got here, right?
Okay.
And, you know,
That's not that big.
we actually have too much stuff in that room.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, but that's not.
yeah, we can always.
This is also getting raised up too, so ease of.
They're gonna be moving that stuff out.
Now, at the
Yeah.
same level as the rest of the building, so you're
Oh,
not
okay.
having to go down
Raise
the
that
stairs
floor.
anymore and try to get things in and out of there. So that's why this is all on level, so if
Okay.
you're having to bring in beds or anything large, it's.
Isn't that where the piles go?
Those are going.
Well, that would be another consideration, you know, for a service entrance, like having those beds, that would be bigger than a.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's, okay, I understand.
Well, you know, maybe what we'll do is we'll go take a look at what you got down there and just see what we can figure out for that.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of a mess right now, because we just got 25 wheelchairs donated, and so we just, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always a mess, Billy.
For the last 30 years, it's been a mess.
Yeah,
But we do still have stuff.
Whoever needs this.
right.
We need stuff. I use stuff from there.
I just picked up a $16,000 wheelchair. It's one of the ones that does everything, paraplegic and stuff,
Uh-huh.
so.
So is that like, you know,
Old timers trying to use that stuff.
Flip it over backwards.
No clue. 16,000. They didn't want to go
Well, it
forward.
goes in your van, you know.
They take lessons.
Exactly.
But most of them only use it, you know, maybe a couple months until they get their stuff from the VA, and then they bring it back, or
Right.
the family brings it back if they pass.
Or they get it until they pass on.
And we get a lot of people that once they pass on, they donate whatever they had to us because they don't know what
And
else
that's
to do
when we
with it.
upgrade our stuff, is when, if we get something brand new, we can take out something that's, say, 10 years old,
Right.
you know, to
Yeah.
swap it out.
Right.
I got rid of all
As
the
we
old
need
beds
room.
because they were just too heavy. I
Yeah.
just
So
picked
what
it.
size is that room that you have all the stuff
It's
stored in
probably
right now?
about 24 by 20, maybe.
I was gonna-
36 by 20.
I was going to say 20 by 15.
I think it's smaller than that.
I was going to say 20 by 15.
Yeah, yeah. It's easily smaller than what we've got in here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, well then,
Okay.
that,
That's like 15 by 12.
Yeah, 15 by 12.
15 by 12?
So it's
Oh,
gonna, yeah, we'll have a lot more room if we're
Yeah.
using that room there for that.
Yeah,
Yeah, hopefully, you know, I mean, we'll try and set this up so that it's, you know, so you can organize your stuff well in there too, you know, and make
and
sure
like I
that.
said, if we get new stuff in, we'll just take the old stuff out,
Yeah.
donate it to somebody else.
Now, are you putting double doors into that storeroom there? Or
That's what I was just looking at
Yeah,
here.
we've got right now we got a 36-inch door.
36
but we
inch.
can-
Could we open that up to like a 48 double door
Yeah,
or
we can see what we can
something?
do there.
Yeah, that would be, for the, like the hospital beds and stuff, that way we could just roll them right on in.
Yeah.
Put a slider.
You know, like something that's like this way or something, so, yeah, we'll see if we can make sure we get that open as well.
That would be awesome.
Excellent,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
So, okay, another thing, you're doing all this stuff, are we getting a new roof?
Yes, you are, because, you know, like I was talking about putting the plywood on the underside of this floor, we gotta do that on the top of the roof too. So the
Okay.
whole roof, and we've actually gotta reconnect a lot of that roof structure into the walls, because right now they're connected, but they're not really solidly connected. So structurally, we gotta go in there and do that. But we also have to put new sheathing over the entire roof. We're gonna try and insulate that roof also, and then put a new roof over the top of
And
that.
you left
so.
keeping that glass, or we just?
You mean on the
Is that
stained
all I
stuff?
get? Yeah, is all I get removed?
No, that's, we're keeping that, we're gonna clean that all up.
Oh my God, we'll be able to see through it?
Yeah, you'll have
Because it's
some
growing.
better light.
Gosh.
It's a Humboldt County green roof.
Right, yeah.
And people will be able to see the light from the outside when it is lit up, right?
It should be. Well,
I'm just curious.
I don't know, I've never,
If the glass is cleared, you're not gonna see it as well. If it was opaque or obscured glass, it would collect the sunlight and diffuse it, so you would, or the light and diffuse it. I
I'm
don't
just
know.
trying to think of when I was a kid, I don't ever remember seeing
Yeah,
a
it's
light
pretty high up
coming
there,
out of
so like,
that.
Yeah.
the angle, you know,
Yeah.
so maybe the guy.
And I hung out at this building a lot.
Me too. Yeah, okay, so the barbecue pit area,
this area out here, this whole area is kind of going to get revamped. So first of all, we got to put a new transformer out here. Our main service panel is going to be on the exterior.
Upgrade.
So that's,
Yeah.
it's, and that was one of the things I was worried about, Rob, is that, you know, right now you're on the corner here,
Yeah.
and we're trying to put, that's where a lot of our walkway is gonna be, so, you know, we're gonna lose some of the parking out here, and we're gonna lose the storage building out here, just so that we can make sure that we retain some parking.
Okay, how's the city gonna deal with, I mean, a lot of times they give people a hard time because they got a big venue to do stuff, but they don't have their own parking. Is the city gonna give us a bunch of crap about that?
They're gonna give us crap,
Okay.
but we own this property, and
Right.
we are not bound by that.
Okay,
Kind
that,
of
you know,
supersede.
Yeah,
yeah, okay,
which, you know,
But we still want.
how much
to
parking do they
just-
have for the muni?
right, yeah, I know,
They're different rules, though, it
so
seems.
we gotta figure out where we're gonna put all this stuff, well, we talked about that, so
yeah.
we gotta figure out where to put all this.
They might be able to help us out with like an empty lot with a couple of containers.
Or a
We can
storage
store
building
stuff
and a
in.
storage space somewhere.
So-
Well,
so-
yeah.
So as far as the building goes, I mean, you guys have any more questions right now? I mean, on the exterior, obviously, we're going to go through and, you know, epoxy inject all the cracks. You know,
Right.
get it resealed, refinished, try and, you know, finish all the spalling of the concrete around where the windows are. You know, repaint, get it all, you know, fixed up nice again too. And landscaping, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but we're kind of, I don't want to put a whole lot of plants in there because that's a lot to maintain for you.
Exactly,
You know,
yeah.
Obviously, we're not.
Well,
very good
is there-
at our landscaping,
Would there
so-
be a way of doing native type plants?
Well, that's one way to go, and I'm.
I mean, the
certainly-
palm trees down at the jail are hideous, you know?
Those are natives?
No, they aren't. Yeah. Well, you're native, you should know.
So what about the cross down there?
The cross down there, we're not going to touch that side too much, you know, hopefully we can fix the spokes and the cannon that's there. I was
We were
considering moving
thinking
that
of-
cannon over here,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure
We
yet.
were gonna talk to Eric over at Blue Ox
Oh,
about
that-
that.
Because somebody kicked them out.
Right, those
I
are
saw that.
what it is I checked them out, the whole wood wheels are rotten.
Yeah.
If we don't
And-
replace it, it's gonna fall and hurt somebody.
Right, and we would really like to have that, but actually ideally, we would really like to have an American one out there.
I think
That's
there's,
Japanese.
I think there's regulations against that. I don't know why, it makes no sense. But if you go to
One in
the,
Arcata is Japanese.
yes, it is. If every one I've ever seen, I've gone to look at, and they're all foreign cannons.
I never
It's like
noticed
you
that.
pick them up on the battlefield and bring them back and display them.
There's something about using our armament out in public that
Do you
is
have any idea
weird.
what the timeline on all this is gonna be? Like, okay, so you say in February, first is when we're gonna clear it out. And that's when we're gonna have to leave the building approximately? And when are we gonna be able to step back in the building?
So we're looking at 16 to 18 months of construction time, so that's more, probably about a year and a half. So that'd put us into the middle
To the end of
late
summer.
2017.
A year and a half to 2 years.
From my side of looking at things, the way things normally go, I
5
would
years?
put us at, yeah. No, that's a little, but I'd say 2 years
Yeah.
to just keep that in your mind,
Okay, so-
add some extra.
As long as progress is going on, we need to be satisfied with it.
So the question for you is, while this is all going on, we still need to pay the bills because they're gonna have to have electricity and water here and stuff like that for all the construction workers and so on and so on.
I'm gonna have to talk with the CAO's office about that and see how we're gonna deal with it. We brought it up before, I know, I've got it in my notes, because in my opinion, we can't expect for you guys to be footing the bills for what it's
For
costing.
the construction, that should be part of the,
Because
Yeah.
right now, we're at that.
So I think the county should be picking
Yeah.
up that, and that's what I'm gonna recommend, but we
Right
don't
now-
have that set in place yet.
We're at the stage where we're using our
our fundraising money, our
fundraising money to
back
pay
money.
the
you
bills
know.
right now because we haven't got the check.
Oh, I got your checks.
Okay, never mind.
Did you bring
I
it
didn't know. No, I got it sitting right there in front of me
Okay,
too.
okay,
But
done.
they're here,
Okay,
yeah.
that's
I
good.
just got them yesterday afternoon.
Okay, yeah.
But I always write a little letter
Yeah,
with
yeah.
it and stuff too, but, so I can get that to you.
Okay.
But what I'm gonna need from you is what size of a modular unit, a little trailer, whatever you're gonna need
Okay.
in order to conduct your normal business. Obviously, you're not gonna be able to do your events and stuff like
Right.
that. I
Yeah,
know
we're
that's
already
gonna be
aware
a
of that,
problem,
yeah.
yeah. But, gonna have to get you some sort of bathrooms and some sort of power out there.
Well, I rented, when our bathroom was down, I rented a porta potty that, wheelchair access, and it was only $70 a month.
Yeah, it's not too insane.
In fact, and the same people rent office trailers.
Would we be able,
Well, that's what I-
would there be any way to be able to maintain a small club or bar in whatever outbuilding we get?
We put a lock on it.
Okay, you see, one of the things that we are concerned about with the VFW is if we lapse our license, we're concerned about getting it back.
You're out,
sorry.
Alcohol license, yeah.
Okay.
We can probably still just pay for it.
You can maintain your
Well, you
license
can
without
maintain it,
operating.
just, yeah, don't use it.
Yeah.
But I need to know and we can't put something very big up because obviously we're gonna be doing work out there.
Now, one of the
So I don't know how we're
one of
gonna
the
work that
20-foot office
out.
trailers, if it's open on the inside, in fact, if it's got a little office on one end of it, on a, you know, a 28-foot
more
or
open
something,
room.
we could use that for our office and share an office for the time period, you know, just for our clubs, and then have the open space for meetings, for our
Well,
club
now-
meetings.
You hang a tie on the door if you're using the office, so I don't come
Yeah,
in.
something basic, you know?
Here's another possibility. I mean, we haven't really spoken internally yet about what it's gonna take for all this and how much disruption it's gonna be. There is a possibility that I won't even be able to provide
Well,
that,
that's
and I
what-
may have to pull you off site.
That is a problem.
Find
We
you.
tend to be a paranoid lot.
Yeah,
And
I
vacating anything kind of rattles our nerves.
Sure,
Right.
sure.
So-
But we may not have an option, so I may have to find you another little office to use in the meantime.
We could go raid the
Which-
women's club.
Well, I might even be able to get you across the street.
Or right in front of on the street with one of those the trailers, we're not gonna need it for parking.
Yeah, that's no
You have
access,
to do an
so.
encroachment permit and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
we can worry about that down the road.
But I'm just not positive yet how we're gonna do it, but we will make sure that you've
Okay.
got a meeting
Yeah.
place and that you've got restrooms, you've got utilities, you've got heat, you know.
And we're gonna do our best to make sure that, you have a presence on the site. We're
Yeah,
gonna try
I
and keep
understand
you
that.
here or
If we-
close to here if we can.
Right,
Okay.
So-
yeah, that's a big deal for us.
Yeah, if I
is
can
the
keep you
presence.
on site, that's my goal.
Yeah.
Right.
But I just don't know because I
Yeah,
don't know how
I understand.
disruptive the whole thing's gonna be. And
We have
if it doesn't-
abandonment issues.
Abandonment issues? Well,
Yeah, some kind of a legal.
You know, I mean,
Can we get anything in writing? Is that, I mean, that's off the cuff.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how we're gonna work all that yet.
All right.
I have to sit down and really get down.
I
to
mean,
the
nothing personal, I don't know you guys from Adam and Eve,
Yeah, so, well, you have a lease now, and we are, I'll let Rhonda talk about what we're required to do for you, you know.
Well, we are required to provide you a meeting place for your meetings and stuff. And then we have certain other obligations too that go along with that. But we'll cover it all. We'll make sure you're covered. And yeah, there'll be something in writing. I'm just not exactly sure how formal or informal it might be. You know, it's not like we have to go to the Board of Supervisors. It's not like we have to, I don't think we'll need to go so far as to write a whole new lease type agreement or anything. It'll just be a.
When is our current lease up?
I don't think it is. I
Yours
think it's
is
an
never
ongoing.
It's never up, okay.
Yeah, yours is in perpetuity unless some emergency takes
Like
place. which
rebuilding the
kind of this
building or-
is,
So
yeah.
FEMA's not turning this into a concentration camp?
No.
Well, I was talking to this nurse, and she was saying that in the event of an emergency, not an emergency or whatever, an earthquake emergency, that her assignment was to be stationed here at this building.
Oh, they've arbitrarily assigned all kinds of places like that, I know.
The Red Cross does that, I mean.
Well,
Well, it's not
was
just the
there
Red
gonna be
Cross,
any kind of,
even county things.
consideration in the design, to incorporate whatever they have in mind here for,
Well, that's not,
No.
certainly nothing that they've discussed with the
No.
county as
They
far as
have-
I know.
they-
So,
Well, the county itself has
Right.
done this.
Right,
even.
exactly.
And it's a joke because they've got like, 2,000 people that are gonna go into one building. They haven't even, it's like these people just write in and say, I think we'll go to that building. And nobody's even looking.
Okay, well,
not even one.
It'll never happen. It can't. You wouldn't
first
believe
priority is
how
making
many
sure the building's still
businesses.
standing if there is a
Yeah.
earthquake or an emergency,
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
right now.
you're gonna have to
who knows?
evaluate on an emergency
Yeah.
basis. And I can't even tell you how many businesses are going out to Redwood Acres. I mean, half the town is
And
going out to
everything.
Redwood Acres. And there's no space for half the town. But it'll be what it'll be when that time comes. And everybody's gonna have to work together. There's no absolute
yeah, I was
designation.
just wondering.
So this nurse you were talking about, it was a county nurse. That's probably what happened.
Oh, it was a civil service bomb shelter during the war, during the Second World War.
Yeah, that's put that downstairs.
And honestly, what's gonna
Yeah.
happen in case of a serious emergency is we're gonna grab whatever we need.
Of course,
To
of
take
course.
care of the people.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure we'd
And it is
be,
possible, we would totally take over this entire building.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys would
we'd
gratefully.
be there
Oh, we'd
helping
be
you.
kicking in.
Yeah.
We'd be there helping you.
Yeah, because it would be a serious emergency
Mm-hmm.
like that, unless the courts get involved here. That's a whole nother story.
Well, they don't have the jail down there to flush the toilets over the DA's office anymore, so we shouldn't see you up here again. That's-
So, as far as my barbecue goes, granted, that's not, same goal. I mean, are we
Yeah.
talking the same kind of start period? I have to be done by February 1st, or can we play it by ear? As soon as they're ready to start working in that area, then I can,
Sounds like everything's getting played by ear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at this point, we don't
Just-
have an answer.
okay, because it just gives me an idea what I gotta do.
I will give everybody as
Right.
far advance notice
Oh,
as
sure.
I possibly can. So
Yeah.
that,
I mean, it's not gonna be a big deal if
wanna
I
help you.
can't do it here, but I would like to have someplace,
Right. Yeah.
downtown, because I do have a lot of customers in the area that,
Yeah, but I will, I'll give you as far
Hopefully one more.
as I
Do
possibly,
you guys have a business card?
not on me.
Okay.
I think I do.
County workers were really bad about that.
I know, I've been, I
I
can't.
don't care.
They have these little badges we're supposed to wear around our necks.
You're doing better than anybody else.
I don't even know where mine is.
Okay,
You found a check? Yeah. Is it made out to you or me?
Yeah.
maybe it's blank. Thank you.
Well, you were talking about elevating the parking lot.
Yeah.
Right now, out in the parking lot, there's that barbecue. Is that going to be done away with? Are you going to elevate that barbecue up with the...
Are you talking about right
This
out
thing
here?
right
This-
here?
The little one in the cage, yeah.
This whole-
Not my big wheeled one.
This whole side of the building is being raised in elevation, isn't it?
That's correct.
Yeah,
So that
you don't
whole
want to make an
building,
underground facility.
Well, that's not gonna be parking at all then, is it?
there will be parking, it won't be as, it'll go up to about the face of where the office is there.
Okay, that's like 3 parking spots or 4 parking spots.
We've
Okay.
got 2 accessible parking spots, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 regular parking spots.
You did 2 accessible ones?
Yes.
I thought it was 1 for 10. Just did it because,
We did 2 there, we've actually got 2 on the other
I
side.
didn't show that barbecue area on that plan.
It shows our transformer and everything, which is right.
That's the new one.
Here it is.
You said the storage building out there's gone,
Yeah.
yeah.
so that's our barbecue.
Which that's okay, because people are always trying to break into it anyway and they're ripping
Crap out
into it.
there.
We just cleaned it up and.
We'll find him something better when we need to do it.
Yeah.
I think,
Are you guys, when you guys paint the building, you guys are painting the outside of the building, obviously, with all this work. Can you put that graffiti-proof paint on it when you do it?
You know, that really doesn't work very
No?
Yeah, it doesn't work very well.
Okay, well, I was a thought.
What we will do though, is we're gonna ask for backstock of the paint, so that what'll happen is that we'll get, say 10 extra
Can we just
gallons.
electrify the sides of the building?
Maybe, we'll look into that
Yeah,
too.
you know, just
Anything's
something.
possible, it just costs more, but.
okay, so
Yeah.
that means we'll have extra paint so we can
Yes.
paint over it if somebody.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
another question is, when this is all said and done, because we already talked about it at our meetings 2 years ago, is putting cameras.
Cameras?
Security.
You have that
So,
right to do that.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Put the
we,
security
Right
there.
now, the exterior surveillance
I have a
are
5-camera
operating
system
out of
working in
area
the bar.
downstairs Right now with that.
I was watching Gary 10 Bar last night from
We
home.
can put that one back. Yeah.
Well, what we're talking about,
Adding more, that will be you guys, we'll make sure that yours, because I know that yours is just checking on making sure.
well, we've talked to Gene,
Watching it go, right?
And crazies coming in and what they're doing.
yeah, we've talked to Gene Bass about a system for the entire building. He's kind of giving us pointers that it would work for you guys down in the bar, as well as the rest of the building as well, where it goes through the computer. You can, it'd be all Wi-Fi.
We already have it.
We've got one camera down there.
We have 5 cameras down there.
Regardless,
Yeah.
the things that we're.
Where the fuck is it?
That's what we're asking. Yeah, we
Oh,
can
there
do
it is.
And one thing we're also doing is we're putting a little room here for IT, just for.
Awesome.
I know you guys have cables strung up everywhere. Hopefully, we're actually gonna put it on the inside of the building.
So you are gonna be able to, we'll get Wi-Fi
Yeah.
throughout the building?
Well, we want to, at least put the wired stuff in there, and I know you guys have some equipment down there, but you know, this area off the bar here, we're calling storage, but that'll obviously also be an office for the bar, like you have down there off the bar right now. But, you know, any other, if you think of, you know, between now and whenever, if you think of anything else you need in terms of IT stuff.
Communications
for
stuff,
communications, you know.
It would be great to be able to have it centrally located and maybe on each floor so we did have Wi-Fi, because we've always got people, when they come in for their meetings and stuff, what's the Wi-Fi password? I don't know, and I know that it wouldn't work in here anyway, because we're all the way across the building with concrete walls.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility of setting it up like that, where we've got just like a hotspot off of one man?
I don't have that type of knowledge.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it.
Okay, that's why I'm asking.
Most of the wire you see outside came from the courthouses. They did all that. and
I
that's what
believe
they
it.
did.
Right.
I believe it, knowing what they do in the courthouse.
Yeah. So,
But we'll take a look at that. I'm
Yeah.
not sure we can, if it's not code driven, I have a hard time justifying it, but I'll see what we can do.
After they're done.
Yeah.
Right, yeah,
And-
well,
and
I
I know
know
I
if we ask them if they can do it with it,
Yeah.
then we,
And I know I can wire the building for communications.
Right.
It's wired right now, right? So that means I can put in data cabling as well as.
where we can just plug in our stuff.
But upgrade that to something.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
So we're gonna try and do that too.
Okay, now, on the outside over here, we have the MIA and the POW thing out there. I mean, it is falling apart. What it looked like to me was they painted it on there, but they put it
They covered
over
up a
that
window,
one window.
too, yeah.
Well, that piece is falling out, so are we gonna be able to put another one back up there?
If you want it there, yeah.
Would you rather
Yeah.
move it?
I mean, is there a better
and
location
have that
for it,
window
or-
back?
Well, we don't need that window.
Well, what's the room gonna be after they do the renovation? Is it just gonna be a storeroom right there? That we need a window?
Be whatever you want it to be.
No.
I mean, ideally, it's, you know, a meeting room or a.
Okay, then we
offices or
probably
something.
do want the window there. So we need to probably find another place for the MIA sign.
Okay, and we'll talk about that after they're done there.
Yeah.
Yeah. let us
This is
know.
gonna give you guys a lot of things to think
Right,
about.
then that was, I realized we're gonna have more meetings on this, so we don't need every answer
Well,
right now.
Not
we need to ask
absolute,
it,
but
yeah.
we figured we
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to cover
Yeah,
everything
well,
today. And this will get you guys thinking. and
So that we've got more questions and
Well,
stuff
what
for
we
later.
propose, does it make you guys, consider revisions on what you have here?
Yeah, we've got
Yeah.
some things that we're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
be
good.
checking into here for you. So this has been very helpful to us to meet here with you guys today. And from my side of things, see, I'm not really involved that much with the construction and all that stuff. Actually, I'm not involved at all with it. But you and I don't know if it's gonna be me and you or who, we have to really sit down and figure out exactly what you need to keep this thing going. And so I can start moving in that direction to find the right place for you so that you guys are comfortable, it works for you, and the transition is as smooth as we can possibly make it for you, getting all your stuff out of here, getting you into a new place, what are you gonna need to take into that new place, you know, that type of stuff. So we're gonna really have to have some meetings. I don't know if it's gonna be me and you or.
Right,
or
but our
whoever
biggest
you-
thing is not going off these premises. I mean, you know, if we can get just something out there, you know, I don't care where.
Well, maybe I can, what about the little gravel
Well, that's what I'm
area
thinking
back
is
there?
that.
Maybe I can put you back there.
Just a storage
Yeah, 'cause
building.
you guys aren't doing anything on that end of the building, really?
You know, the work, you know, I think we want to pave that
parking.
That would be good.
She wants it paved too.
We can phase this work so that, maybe if your trailer's down there while we're doing the work over here, then we'll switch.
Switch
Put it
it.
over
Yeah,
there.
that would be awesome.
That'd be great.
And that would handle all of our biggest concerns about being
Yeah, so we
outside.
might be able to do some shifting too, stuff, and that's the
Because we'd like,
logistics we have to
when we
work out.
start, everybody starts coming in here and taking the stuff out, we'd like to keep anything that has to do with, military,
Well,
one spot.
the thing is that there's,
We're not trying to find everything.
That's,
the stuff-
you're gonna have to coordinate.
the stuff in this room belongs to various groups.
Right.
Is part of the problem, so.
So you've got
The
a
stuff
lot
in
of
this building,
organizing
yeah.
that you're gonna
Yeah,
have
we
to
do.
do on your
Yeah,
own,
we will.
because we don't know
We will.
anything.
No, all we need is basically a place to put it. We realize that we've got to organize the getting it out.
I mean,
But I may
we
be
need these
able
for
to
our
help
meetings.
With finding a place for you guys, there's a lot of vacant buildings in town right now. And there's a lot of people that support you guys, 150%.
Yeah, if you could help us.
And we may be able to locate somebody. that-
Well, we would like, wherever we are, we would like to be visible. It would be nice to be visible.
No, I'm talking about just the stuff you're gonna.
The
Oh,
store.
okay, all right, gotcha.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
We might be able to find somebody.
There's a lot of
that'll
people that
donate it.
would let us use their buildings, but you're talking 2 years. It won't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
and there are warehouses and stuff that are empty, and
Yeah.
they're looking for so much money to rent them that they're never gonna rent out, and they're not worried about it because they're paid for, that they might be willing to say,
Yeah.
yeah, we'll let you use it in the meantime, yeah.
Wherever it is, it has to be secured, because we don't want
Right.
none of
Oh,
this
sure.
stuff
Yeah.
taken.
And those are the things we'll have to figure out. What do you need? Are you gonna need a loading dock? Are you gonna need this? You're gonna need that, whatever. And then, I'll help you as much as I possibly can.
Okay.
To make this transition as smooth as possible.
Right, because I'd like to start it, 90 days, 60 days, 30 days, so when time comes, it's all done. So we're not having to.
So I'd say right now, start taking stock of your inventory.
Yep.
Get it categorized with how you want it to be blocked. American Legion, we want all of this in one spot, and we need this in here, whatever.
Right.
Start contacting your groups, that we're gonna need you to get this coordinated and be out of here, and I'd give them an earlier date.
Yeah, like
Because
December 1st or something.
Yeah, you know how people are,
Yeah.
and they'll wait and wait and wait until the very last day, and then go, oh, we don't know what we're gonna do.
Tell just a few of us to do it.
Yeah.
The few you see.
So contact Humboldt State and say, hey,
We're gonna have to get on, we're gonna have to get on our web pages and start asking for volunteers.
Yep.
Well, we just pluck away at it.
Well, I'll take volunteers.
Yeah, it wouldn't take that, it would be that big of a deal if we just did it piece by piece, like Leo's suggesting, just, when you're going that way, pick up a couple pieces and take it with you, and.
If you're able to pick it
So
up,
our biggest thing right now is finding a place to put the stuff.
yeah.
Right, first
well,
we
you got all
got,
those Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts storing stuff up there. Take advantage of it.
right,
You got those big old Humboldt State football people with their stuff up there. Grab
Humboldt
those
State
guys.
storing stuff
We're
here.
gonna grab them.
Eureka High.
Eureka High.
Oh, I thought
yeah.
you said Humboldt State.
He
I
did.
knew
He
Eureka
did.
High did, but, oh, okay. Well, still.
Either way, big old football
Yeah.
players,
Yeah, get those
Everybody
boys
but the
in
punter,
here
he-
and say, hey,
not gonna
we're
do
gonna take this weekend and we need your help.
Yeah,
They'll do it.
and cheerleaders can have a car wash on one
I
side
would
and
never rent a football.
make an event of
Oh,
it.
I tell you, I ran into some football players, oh my God. When
Oh,
you're trying to talk to guys that stand 6'5",
One of those events.
hey, noise has got to stop at 10 o'clock, that's the boss. I was like, okay, you got neighbors.
No, that's what you call mom and have her go over and do it. They'll listen to her.
So were you planning on doing any renovations, any other buildings during this period? Encompass all of this sort of coordinated buildings?
Any other
What do you
buildings?
Yeah, I heard the BMW down in,
Garberville?
well, a couple of them around here were going to be updated as well as this building here.
This building has Cal OES funding, which is why we can afford to do this. Those buildings, we are working on a few smaller items that we have funding for, but we don't, this building, we've got millions of dollars to do this. And for those buildings, we just have what the CAO's office
It's
gives
not the
us.
same funding
So,
mechanism.
So
You know-
it's going to be coordinated somewhere.
No, unfortunately. I mean,
Or not
I would,
same.
I would like nothing better than to have, you know, be able to go into all the vets buildings and get them whipped into shape because, you know, the community assets are really worth it.
Yeah.
They're a lot nicer than a lot of buildings that we have. You know, the county has 220 buildings throughout the county, and these are some of the nicest, you know, most architecturally significant buildings. I like that, I want that, but, you know, and fortunately we can get this one going, but those buildings we're plugging away at, but, you know, funding.
How much did you say was available for this building that you're gonna be?
I think we've got 4.5 million slated right now.
I came across a copy of the lease, or a deed transfer for this land back in 1928 or 1930. It was $10.
It's a fortune back then.
Yeah.
So what you said 4
No,
point
most of
what?
these were
Right now
donated
it's
based.
Well, yeah. There were city people that were, I mean, big shots in the city that donated
Between
it.
Cal and the county, it was supposed to be about 7 million,
We had to get their cut.
Oh,
right?
They'll have
No,
overruns.
Share
that
all
was,
kinds of
that
stuff.
was, no, actually, I got that from the Board of Supervisors about 3 years ago. That was what it
You
was,
think they
but,
know what's going on?
well, you would hope,
I shouldn't say stuff like that.
Virginia's not listening, don't worry.
But you know what? That might have been a dollar amount that was thrown out at some point way back when, before all the.
Well, there was
were in
a
and
certain amount the
stuff.
county was supposed to come up with, and, but I think the 4 million was actually just to Cal OSHA, or Cal Office of Emergency Services. That was the state part, the
Yeah,
county
it's
was
a
supposed
75-25%
to.
split.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I was just, you know,
Yeah, but
What I
the
heard-
thing is that they're, you know, if the bids come in a little bit higher, they're
willing to-
of it, as long as we can match.
Okay,
it.
all right.
So,
He's got an elevator, you guys do what
yeah,
you
okay,
do.
because I'm
You're
sure that we've
gonna
already spent
Turn
a
into
lot
an elevator
just
giant.
on getting this stuff done.
Carrying them tables and
Yeah.
chairs up and down them stairs for all these years, it's just,
Leo, you're the youngest guy I've seen in these organizations. Is there anything that you could think of that would make it more attractive for younger vets? Because there's a lot of younger vets out there.
I'm not really a thinker.
If you think, if you come across anything, please
Yeah,
let me know.
there's,
I've been asking like my cousins and
It's
stuff.
one of those
that are
things where,
vets.
with construction stuff, it's not so much that, it's just the image that, shows up to these people, and we have to go to their different groups, because everybody's so segregated these
Right.
days. So it's not so much a situation where anything in construction is gonna, help out, it's like getting to these groups and actually like having a conversation
Yeah,
with them, turning off their fucking music.
right.
So, and another thing I was wondering is if, we get a smaller copy of these, you know what I'm saying? So if, so I can bring one to our meetings or, things like that, so we can.
That would be good, we'd
Yeah.
like to have that in our meeting for ours too.
Once we get it all final.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, let's do
Because we're not
some
asking
revisions.
for anything.
Yeah, I'm more than happy to, get you guys some 11 by 17s. or
Yeah,
something.
that'd be great.
Yeah, that size.
I would like a room somewhere where you were talking about a while ago about putting in electrical stuff. It's a place that we can put in a couple of computers where the younger vets can come in and look for jobs or look for.
Computer
places to
station.
live.
Yeah, in fact,
They can come in, because once we get them in here and they have the camaraderie of other people that have been through what they've been through.
Well, Bill, you have the option at any time of bringing any communications that you want into the building. So after we get this completed, you're gonna be able to see then what works best for what, and you can designate a spot in here and bring.
That would be awesome.
whatever
We'll be
communication
walking around
you want
arguing and
to.
hitting each other and
We-
so, no, that's my
Yeah, we
place.
actually tried to do that about 3 or 4 years ago. I ran a fundraiser, I don't know if you remember, that it didn't pan out. We didn't pull in as much money as we hoped we could, just especially to set up the computer
Yeah,
stations
yeah.
and the entertainment
But
for.
times change.
Yeah,
The
Right.
next time around it might.
Well, we have wireless down at the bar, so,
So I mean, even if we just had
Yes.
some data hookups.
But
yeah.
Yeah, and again, everybody's got the tablets and all this stuff now and laptops. Oh, if we had the access throughout the building, again, we could set up like this room for them to come in, set up their laptop and, do the job search stuff. Or we could hopefully have a couple of desktops to do that with. you know?
Well, that's something we need to seek as groups
Right.
when it's all done.
Right.
Find funding from other people. Hey, we have a new building, help us furnish it.
Yeah.
I think it's good. It's a lot better than I expected in myself, based on what I've heard.
Right, yeah. Well, it's a very important building to us, and, you know, like I said, these are some of the best buildings that we have in the county. And, I want to make it work for you guys, you know, and I want it to be, show people that, hey, you know, we care about
We have a little bit of
buildings,
pride
we care about our
here.
vets,
Yeah.
we care, you know.
Yeah, it'd be so much easier just to tear it down and start all over again.
I know, in fact, I've had a couple of engineers that know we're doing this, talk to me and go, what are you guys doing? Why are you not just tearing that thing down? Because, yeah, because.
Look at it.
10 acres, yeah. You know, the historical value is just too phenomenal to just go.
Yes,
Well, yeah,
buildings
granted,
like
probably
this
would
really
be
stick
cheaper to
out
tear
these
it down
days.
and rebuild.
Yeah.
There's not enough
But
of it.
there's more to
You know,
it than that.
And we will be getting some flack.
Flack,
Because there are people that have that type of mentality, and then but I think the majority are gonna be behind it, 100% of restoring.
If not Eurekans, Arcadans will be.
Yeah,
No, that's why. we-
Now, the Eurekans will-
Shit
Yeah.
happens. There's a reason that hat is there.
but we wanna make this as painless and as easy as we can for everyone involved. It's not gonna be though. It's not gonna be,
It's
it's
gonna be a
gonna be
process,
disruptive, yeah.
And we'll have to change direction several times, probably.
Yeah, well, the first thing we need to do is find storage.
Get ready to work with us as much as you can. You know, as flexible as you can be, we'll try to do everything we can to ease it.
There you go.
What?
Do a garage sale.
Each veterans club can have a different,
Here that we probably could do
each
that
service
with.
organization could have their own stack of stuff.
We don't need to save, there's a lot of stuff that we do absolutely need to, but it would be cool to have something like that.
Somebody else move, take it away, you know, pay you and take it away.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You know.
Each entity do it, because, you know, that way then it goes to their.
Yeah, and it could be publicized that way, as
Yeah.
a service club
Right?
yard sale,
Yeah.
whole block long.
Wow. Yeah, but we gotta do it now.
Yeah, it's time to get geared up.
Right, right.
To meet with you.
Yeah, we're into summer right now, you're looking at 6 months or less.
Maybe no later than
Yeah,
October
that
for a
goes
yard
by
sale.
fast.
Yeah.
It's gonna go by real fast, so.
We should.
Yeah, we should talk about that with our groups.
Put tables out there with signs saying why you should join the VFW.
Well, yeah, we could really serve our purpose as well.